Hey, so I'm Nancy. This is my boyfriend.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about how life is living outside of Atlanta in one of the cities. So we live in Cobb County. We are like 30 minutes away from Atlanta with no traffic. So I'm going to keep looking down because I wrote some stuff that I don't want to miss. So the first thing I want to talk about is, I guess, transportation. So to live in Georgia in general, not just Atlanta, just like in Georgia, nothing is nearby at all. So you definitely need a car. So if you come from like California, New York or something, like it won't be an easy access to just get on the bus and go wherever you want. The thing about that is that the bus doesn't go everywhere. There's only certain areas that the bus and MARTA travel to. Is there anything you want to add to that?
No, you could always walk, I guess, but people don't really like walking in Atlanta.
Well,
at least in the city they do, but not like outside the city, like in urban areas. They don't like walking for the same reason that pretty much everything is like at least 10 minutes away from your house.
Yeah, like in Atlanta, you can kind of walk because everything's nearby. But outside of Atlanta, everything's like 30 minutes away at least or so. And to walk, it's complicated because of the climates. So Georgia is known for having that crazy weather, and it's true because today it is like stupid sunny. Yesterday was raining all day, like thunderstorming and stuff. So walking isn't always like a choice here. Bike riding for sidewalks, we don't have really good sidewalks for bikers to like, ride. So yeah, right. And we like when we're driving, we don't like bikers to be on the road because the roads aren't that spacious, and then we don't want to hit you. Now the other thing for distance and traffic, yes, there is lots of traffic. He's from here. I'm not from here, but I'm raised from here, and basically like what?
Why not put up my business out
He
like
doesn't.
that?
He
Damn,
doesn't.
my bad. Shit.
He doesn't want me to. Anyways, we've been both living here basically our whole lives.
A good bit.
A good.
Her whole
basically.
life, a good bit.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, basically we've been almost raised here. Well, I have.
Almost.
Anyways, we can say that a few years ago, traffic was not as bad as it is now. So like I said, we live 30 minutes from Atlanta. With traffic, it's like an hour minimum. An hour. It used to be like, oh, okay, it's traffic hour, and that would just last like 2 hours. Now it's literally all fucking day. Like, you'll never know when you'll be stuck in traffic. It's not gonna be just traffic hour anymore. Now traffic hour is like twice as worse, right, as it used to be.
Yeah, I would say that it mainly contributes to like all the construction that's been going on, like on the main interstate, which is 75. It's just like stupid construction for the past 5 to 4 years, and like that just made it way worse. Before, like she said, it used to be bad, like in the morning from 8 to 10, and then from 3 to 6.
Or
now,
5 to 6
pretty much like in the middle of the day. But now it's just like traffic. It don't matter what time. You can leave at 2, at 1, at 6. There's traffic everywhere, and like it is a lot due to the constructions that is going on that is unfinished.
The construction is basically not even to really help us. It's like to make their little express lanes, right? Or something like that. So like the construction doesn't even help with traffic unless you want to pay for it, which is, express. I know like in Miami, like in Florida and stuff, like they have lots of tolls and it's like beneficial for them to pay. But here, like, I mean, it's like a distance between places, but it's not like like you need to pay, right? Like type of necessary
Yeah, I
type
guess
thing.
I found out
Like-
that people were getting annoyed by traffic, and they were like, let's just make a fast lane where people have to pay if they don't want to.
And now there's more traffic because of that. But anyways, yeah, traffic is like horrible. It's the only time you will not find traffic is like on the holidays.
Or at
Holidays. No, even at night. Even at night there's traffic nowadays. Like back then there wasn't. Now traffic everywhere. And that's in Atlanta and out of Atlanta. So traffic is not just bad in Atlanta. I mean, traffic in Atlanta is horrible, but outside of it is also bad. So if you think that if you move like, you know, in the cities outside of Atlanta, like we live outside of Atlanta, it's still bad. It's horrible. So rent. Basically anything that you want to rent here is over $1,000. Anything below that, usually it's a bad neighborhood.
Anything decent.
Anything decent is above 1,000, and that's like a 1-bedroom, not 2, not 3.
1 bedrooms, no showers, no toilets. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Yeah, in Atlanta, if you want to live in, you know, in the city, then that's way more than 1,000, right? That's gonna be way more than 1,000 for 1 bedroom. Outside the city, it's still like 1,000 or above. It really depends on the area that you live in, you know, zip codes matter. I mean, it could be like one street could be like 1,000, the other street this way could be like 800 or something, and it's like really near. So it's not always a zip code, it's just the area, right? The area. If you want to own something, like you want to own your own house, now the mortgage for that, you can get it under 1,000, and it might be worth it if you want to decide to live here for ever and ever, or whatever you want to do. Then you could get a mortgage under $1,000, which might be way more beneficial. You know, you could get like 4 bedrooms, right? Like 4 bedrooms, 5 bedrooms, whatever. I'm pretty sure this is everywhere, but credit is huge here. If you want to get loans, whatever, you must have good credit, blah 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 blah. So also, if you have good credit, your mortgage, you know, could be way less than 1,000 too, depending on that. Just depends on where you buy things. Anything else you want to add on that for like rent and stuff?
Nope.
No. What about renting a car? Or not renting a car, buying a car? It's the same thing, right? Like you just pay your down payment.
Yeah. I mean, nothing much to it. You know, just
kind of like everywhere.
Payments. Yeah.
Insurance depends on what type of car you have, and the year and all that stuff. It's not that bad, right? As like other places. But if you're young and you're the only person on your insurance, then yeah, it's gonna be kind of expensive. Let's see. What else? Well, we experience all 4 seasons. Right now it is April. I forgot what month we were in. It's April, and this is spring, right? Yeah, spring.
I don't know my seasons.
Yeah, so we're in April, and this is spring. We just got out of winter.
No, this is spring, but it's actually cold for us down here right now.
It's, you know, all the 4 seasons, but they don't all kind of match. So when it's winter, it actually starts in January, because December is hot as like.
At least this year was hot.
Yeah, like, and we got no snow.
Or this past year.
Hey, that's another question. We'll get to the snow later. But yeah, December usually doesn't get that cold. Well, I guess it depends. Yeah, it depends. But Usually it doesn't get really freezing cold until January and February, and that's usually when it starts to snow. But last year we did get snow in December before it even hit December. But yeah, usually here when it snows it's not that cold. It just feels like a, well, for me it feels like a refreshing breeze type of cold. What about you? What do you think?
No, it's cold. It's cold. I'm not a cold person. It's cold.
He always gets cold though.
It gets
so
cold.
But yeah, so then there's spring. Oh my gosh, spring comes pollen. I am super allergic to pollen, so I hate spring here, even though the weather feels really nice. But there's green little powder everywhere. The cars get filled with green pollen. You start having your allergies. You start sniffing, coughing, headaches. Your eyes, when you wake up, they're like stuck together. You can't open them because they have like goo all over. What else? You get fevers.
She said it. You get fevers. You get goo everywhere.
Yeah, and this lasts up to like May. It can, like, it starts like late March, early April, and it can last up to May depending on what, you know, if it's tree pollen, grass pollen, whatever affects you. But it's horrible. And we have trees everywhere, so at least we have oxygen. But yeah, anyways.
Pause it.
Here.
There.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, another thing would be, let's talk about shopping. So Georgia does really good about shopping centers. They're like, you'll find grocery places everywhere, clothing, shoes, whatever, like, it's everywhere. So it's affordable. It's nothing too expensive. You will also find a lot of antique stores and a lot of like secondhand stores. A lot of people actually shop there, right?
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying that we do have a lot of those, and a lot of people do shop there. Sometimes people, you know, go in there and buy things to resell it on eBay or Amazon, whatever. Sometimes you'll find things that are new. But sometimes, most of the times I do find that they can be a little bit more on the pricey side when you can find something new for the same price, right?
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, and it'll be like new. But hey, that's like, you know, everyone's preference. You just kind of have to go back and forward. We have lots of malls. Each mall is pretty much 30 minutes from each other. Yeah, depending on where you want to go. Of course, the most, you know, luxurious stores are going to be in Atlanta.
Or Midtown.
That is Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be like Midtown, you know, like around Buckhead, Lenox, Mall, and stuff. Anyways, I'm getting too specific. But yeah, so shopping, you don't have to worry about that. Shopping is like at every corner you'll find something. And it's not expensive. I mean, we have stores like Ross and Marshalls and Burlington and
TJ Maxx, Stain Mart, and Target.
Those are Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, Sprouts, and then lots of restaurants. You'll find restaurants everywhere. For the restaurants here, you tip separately, so it's not included with your meal. So
most of the times, just because I know in other places sometimes the tip is included in the meal, but here most of the times the tip is not included. Anything else for shopping? Anything you want to include? We have like Best Buy, so we have like electronics. We have dealerships everywhere if you want to buy a car, whatever. If you want to rent a car, we have those everywhere.
So yeah, pretty much you'll find everything everywhere. And remember, we live 30 minutes from Atlanta. So we're in a city 30 minutes away from Atlanta. But if you live like maybe an hour away from Atlanta, or like 2 hours away from Atlanta, or a little bit further away, that's a little bit more on the countryside. So things are gonna be more separate away from each other, right?
Yeah.
Like that's more like where the mountains are, and you know, if you want to go hiking, camping, and just be away from people and places, that's gonna be like if you live 2 hours away or an hour away.
Yeah.
And that's without traffic. Now,
Yeah.
you know, with traffic it'll be like double the time, but yeah.
And that's like 2 hours or 30 minutes, like highway speed, not like regular roads, but like highway speed, like going 75 or more.
Oh, that's another good point. So back to distance and traffic and that area. When you're driving and like highway and you're like in Atlanta, you gotta go like 80 miles per hour, whatever the little sign says. But if it's like 75 or 50 or whatever, like you have to like drive fast, or else you're gonna get pushed out.
Don't be a slow driver.
You're gonna, don't be a slow driver. You're gonna be the one that causes accidents. You're gonna be the one that is in an accident. You're gonna be the one that's here complaining about how nobody knows how to drive.
Pretty much nobody knows how to drive in Atlanta.
Yeah, you have to drive fast, but you have to know what you're doing. And don't fucking drive fast and then brake out of nowhere and then cause an accident. Like, people will do that on purpose. That's happened to me. And luckily I had nobody behind me, but that causes accidents all the time because people don't know how to drive. Anyways, anything else for that section?
Nah.
Okay, so next thing, entertainments. What do we have here for entertainment? What's your top entertainment?
Well, I'm a movie-goer kind of guy, so I love going to the movies.
We have tons of movie theaters everywhere. Like, this is one of those things that you don't have to go to Atlanta to have fun type of things. Like, there's movie theaters everywhere and all types of movie theaters. So we have the movie theaters where you just watch the movie, eat your popcorn and drink. We have the ones where you can dine in and you can have like a meal. You can have like beer, you can have wine, alcohol, etc. And then you have the recliners, the movie theaters that have recliners. You know, you can lay down, watch the movie, etc., etc. Restaurants and bars, that's like huge here. You'll see restaurants and bars everywhere. The biggest entertainment, I believe, is like during the daytime is shopping, because there's stores everywhere, and that's basically all you can do here is just shop. So another thing at night you can do would be like hookah. You can go to hookah lounges. There's tons of hookah places now. There wasn't as many before, right? But now it's starting to grow. Hookah and vapes, like, that's huge over here. Clubbing, you can go clubbing. So the closest club from where we live is like, what, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes without traffic. And that's like the newest club. A lot of young people go to that club, and young is like basically straight out of high school kind of young, right? The other clubs, they're gonna be in Atlanta. At night, you can get there 30 minutes, right? About 30 minutes. There is some clubs a little bit over Atlanta, and that will be kind of like 40 minutes to an hour type thing. And they have all certain types of clubs for different people. So if you just like a certain... Get in the video with me.
I'm right here. I'm literally right here.
Anyways, they have clubs for like all types of music lovers. So you'll have the hip hop, you'll have the rap, you'll have the country, you'll have the Latino music, you'll have rave, like, you know, if you like to rave. You have what else?
That's it.
That's it? No,
Yeah.
there has to be more. Other types of music that we don't know, like there's this one club in Atlanta, in Buckhead, and they have like 3 different rooms, 3 different types of music, and some of them we never even heard that type of music before, but it's pretty good. Are they free? Sometimes they'll have promotions and you can check out their Facebooks and stuff, their websites if they have one. And they'll be like, oh, if you get there before 10, if you get there before midnight, ladies are free, men are too. Sometimes they're not, sometimes it's just ladies, but whatever, you know. Sometimes if you're like all girls that go out, they'll give you like free entrance or free hookah, free something. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see, they also have arcading. If I haven't said arcading and bowling, they have lots of those places everywhere. They have golfing. They'll have movie theaters with little golf, what are they called? Golf
Mini golfing.
Mini golfing, yeah. And I think that's it for entertainment. Like for entertainment, I feel like there isn't much to do. Besides get drunk and go shopping and dance. But it gets pretty boring if you do it a lot, like, you know, every single time. There could be like helicopter rides if you want to do that, but that's like a one-time thing and then you're done. What else?
Yeah, I mean, you can do things like on the natural side, like we do have a few mountains you can go.
Oh yeah, you can go hike. Mm-hmm.
You can go to Soul Mountain. This is another mountain. It's called Kennesaw Mountain. If not, you can go up north towards Headland, and then like go tubbing there, or horseback riding if you're into that or not. So like
that's seasonal. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
those are seasonal things. They have like amusement parks like Whitewater and Six Flags for summer. Some people like those things. Some people are like, no, you know, I don't want to touch what other people's been in, you know, HIV, blah, 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 Atlanta, HIV. Do you have HIV?
Yeah.
We all have HIV apparently. But yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say there's just like party entertainment. It's always more like natural entertainment, but
that like in the daytime.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's seasonal because you do not want to go hiking when it's freezing cold. It will be freezing cold. And you do not want to go hiking when it's freaking hot because it's like horrible. Like you can't breathe. But yeah, it has a balance. We have farms. If you know, like I said, if you want to go a little bit further away, there's farms. And then you can pick fruits and stuff. So we have lots of farms. And you can see like farm animals for little kids. Oh, we have a lot of parks. We're actually recording right now in the parks, and we're not mentioning parks. We have parks everywhere, and they have dog parks everywhere too now. There's parks that have lakes. We're actually in a park with lakes, and I'll clip in a video so you can see that. But yeah, we have parks with lakes. We have regular parks with just, you know, little playgrounds and stuff, and picnics.
So yeah,
so overall,
there's a good option, but there could be more options.
Yeah,
it gets repetitive kind of options.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, like for like when it's summer, all we have is lakes. So around the lakes here, there's like lots of mosquitoes, and that can get annoying. Like the water can be really dirty, especially now how our environment is turning really like everything's so dirty and polluted and stuff. But I mean, lakes are fun too. It just depends on who you are and what your preference is, where your standards are, how you want to have fun. They say, I don't have a family yet, but they say that Georgia's a good place to raise your kids and stuff if that's something you're looking for. You can live outside the city from Atlanta, and there won't be, I mean, there's gonna be crime everywhere, right? Crime, violence everywhere, like especially in the most innocent places where you wouldn't hear that there's crime. There's gonna be people like killing each other, or people stealing away, you know, from each other. Even in high school there was this one kid that they like fucking, oh I'm sorry, they like broke his window to steal his Ray-Bans or something like that. So that's gonna be everywhere. But I mean, I don't think I've ever seen it. Have you seen it?
What?
Crime being like active?
Yeah, I was part of a gang before.
Bro,
I wasn't.
oh, and we're Hispanic, so we're in gangs, so watch out when you see a Hispanic. Every Hispanic and every African American, we're all in gangs, so careful,
I'm not in a gang.
because we will have a gun and we will shoot you because you're looking at us wrong.
I've never
Okay.
tried a gun before.
And we will take your wallet.
You can probably take it out of the video though.
And we will take your wallet and go to Lenox Mall and then go shopping.
You get into ratchet now. Yeah.
Okay, so overall, do you like living in Atlanta or outside of Atlanta or whatever?
Overall, I enjoy living in Georgia. I hate Atlanta. I hate going downtown. I hate passing through downtown. Parking's a bitch. Finding parking places is a bitch. And then you gotta pay for all of them. That's a bitch. So, I overall enjoy living outside of Atlanta, like in the urban areas. But I wouldn't be one to move into Atlanta, the main city. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from the city, even though I wasn't raised in the city. I'm from the city. He's actually from not the city, so that's why he just. But I mean, that's another thing we didn't cover, even though we are still talking about living outside of Atlanta, not in Atlanta. If you go to Atlanta, you have to pay parking for everything. And then they do have zoos and aquariums. We forgot to mention that. They have lots of museums. Once again, that's usually all in Atlanta or kind of far away. But anyways, yeah, parking minimum will be $20. Right?
10? No. It's $10.
It depends.
Most of the time,
It depends
and then-
for how long
If
you're
there's an
there
event
in the
city,
events.
it's
Yeah.
$20 all the time, no matter what.
But it's like $10 to $20.
Yeah.
It could be up to 30 though. Maybe even more. But usually it's $10 to $20. But yeah, I like living here, but honestly, I actually look forward to moving closer to somewhere else, closer to the beach. So if you're watching and you actually live closer to the beach, specifically Miami, can you please comment and let us know how life is over there?
Let her know. I don't care. I'm staying here. I'm just kidding, babe. I'm going with you. Let us know.
He just got off of work and he's kind of sleepy, so he doesn't know what he's saying. But he's so cute and he just wanted to be here with me in the video, right?
Facts.
We out. Ready? Record the bench. Actually, record the bench.
Yeah.